Hello, I'm Anne Auchterlonie. I'm in Fife in Scotland and I'm sitting at Balmerino on the southern bank of the River Tay. 1,000 years ago, Thorfinn, King of Alba, turned his dragon boats into the mouth of this river and rowed their way steadily upstream. He would have passed this point, and on the other shore, travelling about 12 to 14 miles inland, he would have found, as you would still find today, glams. Travelling further upstream, he would pass Dunsinane Hill and then on to Scone to Burnham and finally, at the head of the water, to Dunkeld, and the monastery from where they believed all of Scotland could be controlled. The reading today brings Thorfinn's story to a close. Thorfinn saw people quickly while the flat plot of ground was being roped off. For lack of firm ground elsewhere, a duelling spot near Lumfannon had been chosen, and it had been agreed that the lady his wife would be hostage for the safety of his nephew and enemy, Malcolm. Having agreed to it, Thorfinn placed the matter with firmness to one side of his mind and began to look for the people he wanted. There were not so many. Bishop John and Bishop Hrolf, because the disjointed kingdom would not make matters easy, and there were some ways of solving the problem. Gallagher and Morgan and Scandlane and some of the other young men who would need all the tact they hadn't yet got to survive. Tuathal, whom he had lost temporarily, and Lulach, his stepson, who kissed him and said, "As soon as my mother leaves, I shall be gone. I have 9 months. I told you." He paused. "What are you thinking? That I didn't warn you of this? That I am only a river with all my voices, and no 2 drops of water reflect the same way." "What am I thinking?" "I was wondering," said Thorfinn slowly, "what story the river will carry of me." Lulach smiled his sweet smile, and his swan-white hair shone in the sunshine. "So many stories," he said, "that 1,000 years from today, every name from this world will have faded, save those of yourself and your lady. That is immortality. The dream of every Viking. Instead of truth, I think today you offer me comfort." "You were always kind," Thorfinn said. "Help her, Lulach." "You know me," said Lulach. "You know me now. I will say anything." Thorfinn met Tuathal at the door of the hall, where it was hard to talk because of the excitement, with people pressing about and shouting to him. They appeared to be quite confident that he would defeat and kill Malcolm. He said to Tuathal, "I'd better talk to them presently, so that they know what to do. And Thorkel Fostri has to be told. He'll make no effort to stay. The wind is still from the south," Tuathal said. "They'll get to Orkney in time." His face looked grim and drawn. "The lady is wondering why Malcolm accepted the challenge. And I must confess, so am I." Thorfinn said, "Oh, Malcolm knew I would lose. He has that kind of conceit." And Tuathal said, "My lord, you must prepare her." Thorfinn said, "She is prepared. As she was Gilcommon to Mori, so she will be Thorfinn to Alba. You too will be needed. Under you, the land will hold steady." "I cannot care," Tuathal said. "This is a day when the priest needs a priest. I cannot feel God's friendship. I cannot accept such an ending." "Why not, if I can?" said Thorfinn. "I failed. I pay the price of my failure. There is no injustice there. As to the good or bad in what I have done, I am content to leave others to judge." His face was calm. He said, "Forget that Scotia ever existed. There will still be Alba and Orkney." "To Groa," he said, "they will take you to a tent, and you will not look out." "I will not look out," she said. He said, "You have everything there is of me, save a little I gave to my people. Now you hold that as well." And last of all, when he had released her and moved to the door to stand outside, where all the sky was enclosed with thick hills and dark, heavy forests, he said, because he could not prevent himself, "When next you stand by the sea, say goodbye for me."